Beverage, Bloodbath, and welcome to this Halloween edition of your Fantasy Football Weekly Recaps. Week 8 action in the books, and what a frightening, terrifying week it was. Halloween on Thursday. I hope you have your costumes picked out, your candy purchased, and plenty of booze. Not only is it spooky season outside, but it appears it is spooky season on the football field as well. Seeing as it's the week of Halloween, how about a little bit of spooky Halloween trivia to start off our Week 8 recap? And of course, the answer to this, if you don't know already, will be in one of the slides at the end of the video. Here we go. When it comes to cult classic films in the horror genre, One Face is one of the most iconic evil villains of all time. None other than Michael Myers from the Halloween series dating all the way back from the 80s until current, with numerous movies and sequels and prequels and multiverses. However, the mask has stayed the same since the original Michael Myers Halloween. My trivia question for you is, who is the face of that mask? If you did not know this already, another celebrity was used as the casting for the Michael Myers mask, now made famous from the movies. The actual actor was never present in any of the Halloween movies. Which actor was used to cast that mask? Answer will be in the end of the video. Seeing it's only fitting as we have Halloween coming up this week, I come to you not with studs and duds, but rather tricks and treats. Buckle in. Matchup number 1, after receiving my terrifying first loss last week at the hands of Tyler Warden, yours truly, Put Up Your Duke, suffers yet his second loss on the season.
I was very naive. I insisted that we weren't lost. I insisted that we keep going. Everything had to be my way. And this is where we've ended up. And it's all because of me that we're here now.
This time, at the hands of the Musty Frog Hustlers. Quentin Murphy's team decided to rise from the dead and eke out a 2-point victory over Put Up Your Dukes. I was tricked by an overproduction from Jordan Mason in San Francisco again this week, who finishes with only 1 point from his game. And alas, I cannot wait for the return of Christian McCaffrey. The treat on my team, however, was once again Mr. Jalen Hurts, QB, Philadelphia, mastered the tush-push mechanic. On his side of the ball, he was tricked by Geno Smith, who finished with only 7 points in another Sea Chickens loss on the season. He's got 2 treats in his lineup, with 18 points from Chris Olave and 18 points from DeAndre Swift, and the majority of his team scoring in the double digits. Congratulations on your victory, Mr. Frog Hustlers. Matchup number 2 is as scary as they come. You got Coltrane versus Max Maniacs. And how does this matchup end? In a dead tie, pun intended. And if you don't remember the rules from our last tied matchup, it's whoever has the most bench points wins the week. And this one is going to go to Cole. 61 points on his bench versus Mac's 53. Mac was tricked into starting Tyler Lockett in Seattle, thinking that he would be able to fill in the shoes from a hurt DK Metcalf. Unfortunately, only gets him 1 point on the week. His treat, however, is newcomer Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos rolling behind their rookie quarterback. Cole was tricked by stacking defenses all season long, 8 points from San Francisco, the lowest scorer in his starting lineup. A treat, however, for Cole comes from the rarest of places, Kyle Pitts in his tight end position with 25 fantasy points. Spooky season, spooky results, like an old school 80s slasher film.
Don't go out there!
159 apiece, and Cole sneaks out the win off his bench. Matchup number 3 is a landslide victory. You have sharpshooters taking out Vine Time, 149 to 106, and Big Boss Man gets a massive win over the House Sommelier. Looks like Abedo was trying to pull a fast one on everybody, starting Carolina Panthers water boy Jonathan Mingo in his flex position, who ends up getting him an unfortunate goose egg. His treat is a very consistent stud outing from Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, who rolled over the Sea Chickens this last weekend. On the other side of the ball, Ryan Sharp gets negative points. His trick this evening is going to be the Bears' defense. And of course, his treat is none other than Dallas Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. 39 points on 13 catches with 146 yards, 2 TDs. 2 TDs. Gotta be careful with that. Don't want anybody to think I'm saying something inappropriate like hot honey bitches. A victory for the Boss Man, 149 to 106, and Ryan Sharp takes the win. Matchup number 4 is a clash of the two ladies in our league, as Mary Cologne takes on Gabby Sanchez in a battle of the Brides of Frankenstein. To the victor go the spoils, and the victor this week is none other than Detroit versus Buddy. Mary gets out the win 138 over Gabby's 130 points, and We're Not Worthy takes another unfortunate loss on the season. Gabby's trick is 4 points from the Green Bay Packers defense, who are barely able to beat the terrible ass Jacksonville Jaguars. Retreat is 28 fantasy points from James Cook, the running back in Buffalo. On the other side of the ball, it looks like Mary was tricked into starting the Baltimore Ravens defense. A great matchup against the Cleveland Browns team that has been decimated by injury and is now starting backup quarterback Jameis Winston. The Browns are able to sneak out a win against the Ravens. 0 points from her defense. Doesn't matter though, as her treat comes in the form of Josh Jacobs, running back from the Packers, 25 fantasy points after 127 yards and finds the end zone twice. The result of this catfight ends in a 138-130 victory for Mary Cologne.
Come and play with us, Daddy. Forever and ever.
We've come to our last matchup this week, matchup number 5, featuring a new week high score from none other than the Graveyard Gritty. Chris Krantz, 182 points, takes out Tyler Warden, the Coveside Crushers, with 155. Respectable. Huge outings from the treats on Tyler's name, like Baker Mayfield with 28 points and Devon Achane in Miami with 26 points. However, he's tricked once again by his defense, the Vikings, with 0 points against the Rams. On the other side of the ball, it looks like Chris Krantz was tricked into starting Keenan Allen, and the Bears refused to get off their asses. 5 points after 2 catches for 39 yards. But what a treat. Up-and-comer tight end Cade Otton, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 29 points after 9 catches, 81 yards, and also finds the end zone twice this week. Baker Mayfield has that team moving. 182-155 is the final, and Chris Krantz's team looks like they're in fantastic shape this late in the season heading towards playoffs. And since we just finished talking about them, I may as well jump into your week high and low scores. Week 8 action, your high score, and a new season high score, the Graveyard Gritty. 182 points for Chris Krantz. Congratulations, my guy. And an unfortunate outing for everybody's favorite sommelier is your week 8 low score, the Vine Time. 106 points after some really measly outings on Zach's lineup. So thanks for checking back in. Put up your dukes, here for you week in and week out with your fantasy football recap notes. And I'll see you after week 9. Commish out.